Welcome back to this week's video. I am Seth Spielmann, and today we are going over the barbell back squat. Before we begin on the barbell back squat, if you haven't checked out last week's video on the goblet squat as well as the bodyweight squat, I would start there first before beginning here. A quick review of last week's video, we went over a tripod foot, which creates a solid foundation for our squats. We also addressed that we should push our knees out when squatting, because if they fall in, we lose power. We also went over depth, such as getting to 90 degrees or lower, where the hip crease is parallel to the knee or a little bit lower than that. If you can't get to adequate depth, that is okay, that is something you can work on. And the other thing is deciding whether you should squat with a flat surface or elevating your heel to make up for the lack of ankle mobility. So with the overview of the goblet squat and bodyweight squat, it does carry over into our barbell back squat here. So when it comes to back squatting, there are two ways you can back squat. There is a high bar back squat or a low bar back squat. The difference between the two is right in the name. For example, the high bar back squat would be placed higher on your back, where the low bar back squat will be placed lower on your back. The high bar back squat allows the torso to be more upright than if you were to low bar back squat. The reasoning for that is just it depends on the position of where the barbell is. So in a high bar, it's going to allow you to be more vertical to control that center of gravity, where in a low bar, the barbell is going to be lower on your back, which creates that more natural forward lean to compensate for that center of gravity. A high bar back squat also has more quad or thigh focus, whereas the low bar back squat has more of a glute focus. So in our first video here, we have Adam doing a high bar back squat with a flat surface here for his feet. Again, he is creating a tripod foot when he walks out from the rack, as well as getting adequate depth, as well as driving his knees outward during his squat. The second video here shows him doing another high bar back squat, doing the same of creating a tripod foot, as well as driving his knees out and getting adequate depth, but this time he is using weights for an elevated heel surface, which allows him to get down further. Again, that is something for you to decide, is whether or not you want to use a flat surface or an elevated heel surface. In this next video here, this shows Nick doing a low bar back squat for us here on a flat surface for his feet. When he steps out, he tries to keep his steps to a minimum of about 2 to 3, and that little wiggle is just to adjust his foot to really plant it in the ground to create that tripod foot again. Before he squats, he gets a solid breath in to brace that core as he goes down and when he comes back up. Here also shows that he has a more of a natural lean because of the bar positioning during a low bar back squat. And in our last video here is again Nick doing a low bar back squat, this time with an elevated heel surface. Both the high bar and low bar back squat are effective and can help you in your training. If you have found today's information useful, go ahead and give us a like on the video as well as subscribing to the channel, and we will see you guys next week.